Hey everyone, I'm John and welcome to Canal Street. Alright everyone, welcome to Canal Street. I'm John. So we've got a nice walk for you today. We're starting here at Caputo Park, which is in Tribeca. The city turned it into a park and they called it Cavala Park because it's Canal Street, Barrack Street, and Lake Street over there. So Cavala, the neighbors, you know, they hated that name, a little too on the nose. So they petitioned to have it changed to Caputo for the neighborhood good guy. And within months, the park was renamed. But it's a tiny little park. You know, it's got this cool little fountain here. And that's about it. So we're gonna head east on Canal Street. We're gonna check out some alleys. We're gonna check out one of the most haunted areas of New York City. And we're going to end up on the east side. But we're gonna see some cool stuff along the way. Let's go. So Canal Street actually did cover a canal, and it was covered up in the 1800s, basically because it was putrid. It was just drained for breweries and distilleries and tanneries, and you know, at that time in New York City, the mode of transportation was horses, so all sorts of stuff just ending up into the canal and emptying into the Hudson River, which is that way. And it was just a stinky mess, so they covered it up. There's no more canal under there, nothing going on. It's not even that stinky, to be honest with you. So this is Canal Street. All right, everyone, so welcome to Cortlandt Ally. Cortlandt Ally, we're just off of Canal Street, a small block east of Broadway. So that's where we're at. This is basically just a couple of blocks, little alley. You can see it's all graffitied up. It's named for the Van Cortlandt family. Van Courtland, there's a big park up in the Bronx. I think it's the biggest park in New York City. And just the name is all over the place. Van Courtland, very, very influential family back in the early 19th century. So this block is important, this little alley, because it's kind of a survivor. So Cortlandt Ally is one of the few remaining alleys in New York City. Back in 1811, they decided on the grid system in New York City. It's 155 streets running, going north to south, and 12 avenues breaking up the city east to west. So in order to get that grid system put in place, about 40% of the existing structures in the city were demolished. Certain alleys that were already in place and owned and used by wealthy families, okay, were spared, and Cortlandt Ally is one of them. Alright everyone, welcome to Cortlandt Park. I tried moving this seat forward, thought it was bolted to the ground, but it's not. It's just made out of the heaviest material possible to make a chair out of. I can't move it at all. But anyway, welcome to Cortlandt Park. So this was the site of the original water supply for New York City when it was, you know, mainly south of here. It was outgrown, and over the years different ponds and reservoirs and water sources were used to feed the city as it grew, but this was no longer needed, and it became what's known as Five Points, which was in the mid-1800s the nastiest of the nasty slums possible. There was disease, there were riots, there were fires. It was just a really, really awful place to be and to live, and and all that took place right here. A little park. We've got the water here, kind of, you know, as a nod to what it once was. And all of the plants and things like that are native. So it's a very, very natural feeling area. It's very small. It's only a tiny little block down here, but actually sitting in here, it's quite nice. Little oasis here in Chinatown. All right, everyone, welcome to Columbus Park, home of the dead rabbits. That's right, Columbus Park. This is part of 5 Points. Collect Pond was part of it also. It's just a couple of blocks away from here. But this is Columbus Park. Chinatown kind of butts right up against downtown. The federal offices are, and the state buildings and all that kind of stuff. You know, all the buildings you see on the beginning of Law and Order. Those are just right there. Not too far from where we are. As a matter of fact, you can see the building right behind me. So anyway, we're here in Columbus Park. It's a really vibrant neighborhood. There's a public restroom right here. I'm gonna move the camera just for a second. I did take my chances on it. I don't have to go anymore. So, it worked. All right, I'm gonna change the battery in the GoPro, and then we're gonna go wander around Chinatown a little bit more. Let's go. All right, everyone, so welcome back. We are at the other end of Columbus Park. A lot of people hanging out. It's a beautiful day, by the way, as you can see. It's the Friday before Labor Day. It's absolutely gorgeous. Not a cloud in the sky. It's probably in the upper 70s. Really, really nice day to be out and about. Here we are in Chinatown. The first Chinese settler came to these parts back in 1850, and he opened up a cigar shop down on Park Row. In the years that followed, resulted in the largest concentration of Chinese in the Western Hemisphere, and one of 9 Chinatowns in New York City. Incredibly vibrant place. I'm happy you're walking with me. Let's go.
They're leaving for package. No, I know. I'm just saying.
All right, everyone, so welcome to Doyers Street. I'm going to attempt to do my entire description and walk the entire length of Doyers Street while I do it. So check this out, Doyers Street. This is considered one of the most haunted areas in New York City. Right up here, in just a moment, we're going to come up to what they call the Bloody Corner. So this was the site of the Tong Wars. Yeah. So we talked about, you know, the Chinese immigrants coming in the mid 1800s. Well, by the early 1900s, they had street gangs, and they were ferocious. So we are here on Doyers Street, and it actually angles. It comes to an angle right here. So there would be ambushes, bloody ambushes right at this corner here, and hundreds were killed. Now, as you can see, it's a bustling area. Up until about 10 years ago or so, it was mainly barbershops all in here. But now they seem to be kind of closing down. I don't know what's up with that. But there's a bunch of restaurants. This is Doyers Street. It's a fascinating area, really cool. We're at Pell Street, and I'm not sure what that was. I go the other way. I'm gonna go walk back, take another look. But that's pretty much it. That's Doyers Street. We're at the end. We're back at Pell. Isn't that wild? Doyers Street. Thank you.
think my calves are gonna see.
All right, everyone, so welcome to the Lower East Side. I am at Seward Park and Playground. And it's kind of funny too, because I was going to end my walk with a little story about a dog, because there's a statue of a dog here. And this is a very, very important dog having to do with Alaska. I've never been to this park before, so I didn't know what to expect, but I was expecting a little bit more than this. Let me see if I can get him in here for you. Look at that. Look at that. Can you see that? Can you see that? That's Togo. I don't know if that's like actual size or quarter size or what, but that's Togo the Sled Dog. That's Togo the Sled Dog. So what Togo the Sled Dog did was, back in 1925, there was disease up in Nome, Alaska, diphtheria. They had to get the antitoxins all the way up to the folks in Nome, Alaska to save the children. So it took 150 dogs, 200 mushers, over 650 miles over the course of 5.5 days to get the medicine up to the folks in Nome, Alaska. Now, Balto, the sled dog, is famous for being the dog that led the final stretch and brought the medicine actually into Nome, Alaska. However, our friend Togo over here, he ran the farthest. He ran nearly 300 miles. I think it's 261 miles. So he led the longest leg and the most dangerous leg of this, 650 plus mile journey. So that's Togo. My name is John. I really hope you enjoyed my walk today through Chinatown. I hope you learned something. I did. That was kind of cool, right? A little eye-opening, a little interesting. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the walk. If you did, please do that. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I'm here in New York City. If there's any neighborhoods or anything that you might like to see, just, you know, let me know. And I'll do what I can do. All right? But until next time, I'm John, here on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. Bye.